Surprise! I guess you guys weren't really expecting a third video this weekend, but we got a lot of projects coming up. We've already filled the space of the truck. Michael's car is going to be the priority, but we've got another project going on. So I'm going to take every opportunity I can to get my car ready for the season. That's our main focus today. Let's get started. Alright, so it's been a while since I've taken apart the interior on this. Almost a year, actually. So I got my 10 mil, got my screwdriver set. We gotta get this dash out first. Center console come out too. And I think we're actually gonna end up pulling all the heater stuff. I can't imagine a time where I'll want it. Maybe just for the airflow. I don't know. We're gonna judge that as we go, but if we do pull it out, we'll set it aside because all that stuff will go back into Misty, which saves me having to track that down later anyway. So, plus it gives me a lot more room for the wiring harness and all the other stuff that are gonna need to go into the dash, like the dash bar when we do the cage and everything. So. Things plugged in. This cluster right here is super important to me. This cluster represents a lot, including my first motor swap. And it also has been since I got this motor clocking the mileage on my SR, which we are at 86,687 kilometers, which isn't very many. I don't know the exact translation. Let me look it up. So that's about 54,000 miles. I guess that's the benefit to buying a motor from a car that was driven on an island. There's just nowhere to go with it, so they don't. It's cool. Cool little thing I have. I don't know if it'll end up back in here. Probably for initially, so I have a tack. But I also kind of want to keep it just so it keeps running the mileage on the motor. I'm weird like that. Alright, and just like that, we got the dash out. Fairly simple. I usually don't put all the bolts back in it when I put it back together. In this case is no different. So we do have quite a mess here. Like, this is all wiring from the engine harness. That's the chassis harness. It's cleaned up a bit, but not quite enough. The reason my glove box can't shut, got a battery kill switch there, and that hits the heater box. Alright, so I totally pulled a Michael and forgot to press record. But we've made a lot of progress so far. Got this rat's nest on its way out. We've got the front harness out, we've got the rear harness out. Engine harness is pulled through the firewall. I've still got to pull the heater and the air conditioning and like the heater box and all that stuff. But once I do that, we'll throw the dash back in. Got this old seat. It used to be in Misty. I had to cut the floor in Misty to get it to fit, and I'm not going to do that on this car. But I'm going to see if I can get it to work, at least for the season, so that I don't have to keep running that stock seat. I just don't have the abs to make it happen. So that's the game plan. Get this interior kind of put back together so I can start building the harness around it, and we'll go from there. Well, if we put it this high, I will never clear a helmet on this roof. I feel like a giant in here. Holy shit. Well, I've spent about a half an hour, maybe a little more, fucking with the seat, trying to get it to fit. I've got it. I mean, I think I could clear a helmet, not comfortably. So it's definitely not a permanent solution. But the biggest problem that I'm having now is like when we shut the door, I can't shut the door. Half of me wants to just make this work and trim the door panel or trim the seat maybe to make this fit. And the other half of me is like, it's not worth it. Just go get like a Kirky or run the stock seat for this season. And then when we cage it, hopefully this winter, then maybe I'll be able to afford a better seat or a different seat. I think I'm going to kind of just wait for now, talk to Michael, see what he suggests. If you guys have any suggestions too, smash it into the comments, because I really want a seat. That stock seat over there is killing me. I'm like sore and tired after like 2 hours at the skid pad, and that's not going to work for events like Hot August Nights with 4 days of pretty much non-stop drifting. So I'm going to go look at Alan from Night Garages, see if he's got any pictures of his car, because he's a bigger guy too, and I'm pretty sure he's got a seat in his car. If I have to run the stock seat for the season, then I'll run the stock seat for the season and just bitch about it, but never hurt anybody. Alright, so it looks like Alan's actually running a Sparco Evo 2 or 3, I can't tell. The Evo 3 measures out to almost exactly the same specs at the widest points and the tallest points as my OMP. So after some creative processing, I was actually able to find a fairly comfortable position for the seat that actually fits in the car. I still have a little bit of an issue with head clearance, but I'm gonna just have to live with it, and hopefully my helmet's not hitting the ceiling. Unfortunately, I didn't bring it, so I can't test it, but I'll check it out tomorrow, or next time I'm out here, I guess. Alright, well, I caught the carpet on fire, but I was able to like bat it out pretty quickly. But this is kind of what I'm going for. It's just tacked in for right now. There's a bar across the back. We'll put another one here maybe. I gotta kind of put the seat back in and see. I'm definitely gonna have to pull the carpet before I weld this all in full, which I'm a little sad about because I don't want to do that. But I think this will work pretty well based on what I was test fitting, and I think we'll be solid. Gross. Boom! It's full send now, I guess. I just want to like take a quick moment to like explain like this was never the intention of this car. This was actually supposed to be Kaylin's car. I kind of decided that it would be better to go just race car, full race car. Still registered on the street, not legally in California, but it's still a street car technically. But I feel guilty about doing stuff like this because it's not what Kaylin had wanted. And she was really excited about having her own 240, so I feel a little bad, but just, you know, we'll have to get her one that's super clean someday when we have a little more money, because right now it's just not financially possible for us to own 3 240s. So I'm so technically advanced that I'm going to use that piece of wood. I think it'll pass any and all tech. Alright, so we got those brackets all welded up. Everything seems like it's going to be alright. I haven't test fit the seat yet, so we're going to do that. My welds definitely got better as the night went on, and unfortunately I didn't catch anything on fire on camera. I just did it every time that I wasn't recording. I still got to lay paint and clean up the welds because I'm kind of embarrassed. They're kind of ugly. And this isn't exactly how I wanted to do it. I actually had planned on having these brackets bolt in, and I got a little carried away. But they'll work for the season, and then when we do the cage, we can do something a little better. But let me show you what we got. Dude, that's way better. I found an extra helmet. Let's see if it fits. Alright guys, so we got a lot done today. Sorry if this video is extremely scattered. It feels like it was. I knew I wanted to get the wiring harness out. I wanted to test fit that seat, but I definitely took it a little farther. And we got that seat in, and it feels amazing. Still needs a little bit of adjustments. I need to get some paint on it and clean up some of the welds so that things don't rust and I can be proud of it. But overall, I'm super pleased. I'm more pleased about the fact that I did this for myself and I didn't rely on anyone else. And it turned out good. I definitely could have done it better, but that's part of the learning experience, I think. So I would normally pass a welding task on like that on to somebody else, but I kind of just said, fuck it, and let's do it, and we succeeded. So super pumped, super excited, super glad to be working on Jade. I hope that Kaylin can fit in this seat with where it is and reach the pedals and everything. We might have to put like a pillow behind her, but we definitely have to make sure that she can fit in it. And if not, then I might have to make some adjustments because I definitely want her to still be able to drive it. She already like resents me enough for like taking it over because it was technically her car. But overall, things went well. We'll be tackling that wiring harness as soon as we have some more free time. Next weekend is going to be huge, absolutely huge, so tune in. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll see you guys later.